Are you looking to start a podcast? Yes! Then see this episode's show notes for our unique promo code to get up to 2 months of free podcasting service with Libsyn when you sign up for a new account. Get your show on Apple and Spotify. Get helpful audience building stats and all the support you need to sound your best. They can even do video. Bring your podcast to life and have your voice heard here, there, and everywhere with Libsyn. Again, see our show notes for our unique Libsyn promo code and get podcasting.
This is Greg Smallwood, and you're listening to Into the Night, a Moon Knight podcast.
Yes, welcome back, Looney listeners. You are listening to Into the Night, the Moon Knight podcast. This is episode 331, I think. And hey yo, the High Priests are back. Rebecca, how you going?
Hi, I'm good. Yeah, finally got over colds and stuff, and
You've been under
now getting ready to disappear for a couple of weeks. Bit like you, but for different reasons.
Yeah. We're both on our way out to praise KHONSHU, so to speak. But so this Loonies will be, I mean, just for a little bit. Rebecca and I will
it's
be
just a hiatus.
a hiatus. Yeah,
We're basically letting some of our trainee priests have a go at the wheel.
Exactly. So during July, at least, Rebecca and I will be on a sabbatical in different parts of the world, doing different things. But fear not, the show hopefully will go on. So we're very excited to be coming here on the show to do one more new comic book issue. That one is today, this morning, Moon Knight Volume 9, Issue 24 by Jed MacKay and Sabbatini. Rebecca, this is cool.
The last one before the big number 25. So, we're sorry we're abandoning you for 25, the start of City of the Dead. Promise you we probably love them both. We'll get our comments in if we can on social media. But these things can't be helped, and we will be back for other issues, future issues. So
it will be.
Yeah, I know, what an issue to go on, like, though.
I know, and we'll get to it. I'm jumping to the bits here, but we'll get to where the cliffhanger kind of left us, or the reveal, or whatever you call it, for 24. So that was very exciting. So of course we'll go through our usual Moonshine Looney listeners. As always, for new comic books, we are live streaming, so it'd be great to get yourselves into the show. Drop a comment, let us know what you're doing. I see I see one viewer. I'm assuming it's Mario Digicom Mario. Please say hello. I know Mario was very he was on the ball, Rebecca. He texted
Always
me.
on the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he texted me the other night and saying, because I put up the schedule for the show to run on the Wednesday, and he goes, I'm assuming it's cancelled. So yes, it is. Hey Mario, how you going?
It's quite lucky with Ray getting me to come in on a Thursday, actually.
So
I don't think either of us wanted to miss a chat.
Oh, no, absolutely. So before that, of course, a big thank you to all our patronies, the likes of Sir Digicom there, as you saw, he's in the chat, but also to the likes of Odin, Frank, Drew, and Daniel as well, our principal sponsors. CLZ Comics, a big thank you to those guys too, and Dreamland Comics from Schoenberg, Illinois. Rebecca, before we get into what we're here to do, first of all, hey, I'm just going to take a step back. And, this is the last chance we get to have a little bit of a chat before we go our ways for a bit. So you've been coming off a cold. How things? You're obviously excited for what's up ahead as well.
Yeah. I'm planning. Everything's about holiday at the moment. Like very rigid planning. It's like I bought a SIM for America yesterday.
Nice.
So that's in the phone.
There's also Disneyland. Was that?
Yeah, so that's now fixed.
Yes.
That's now sorted. There was a little bit of a hiccup. We might not have been able to go. And I wasn't 100% sure that we would do both parks, but we've now booked to do both parks in one day.
Wow.
1 day only.
Cool. Yeah.
Because we only have 1 day is the
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
Between all my other shifts and things like that. So yeah, I've been to Disney World where I did all the really famous Disney rides. But I've
Right.
only done 1 day there. So, and obviously now they've added Star Wars and Marvel.
Yeah.
And I just never thought I'd be in California, and here I am. That was literally sorted out yesterday.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and like I think everything is now sorted out, apart from like whether I get a cab to the airport and stay an extra night, or whether I go sleep at an airport. So that's it, you know.
Okay. And how long is the flight from Milton Keyes?
From London.
London.
Nothing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
On the way over, it's just under 10 hours.
Okay.
And I'm guessing on the way back, it's just under.
So you can do that in like one stop, right? You don't have to stop at all.
I'm going over in one stop. I'm coming back. I'm going. Well, it's funny. I'm changing planes in America. Like, so I'm layover in America, and then doing it over in one stop again. So it's just
okay. I'd be interested to hear your experiences with the airports in America. Just I don't know, just how
they're generally okay, but not Chicago.
I mean, like, are they super kind of
the big
protective?
ones are super big.
Yeah.
What do you mean by
Well, I mean, like, in customs, and do they really grill you about like what are you doing here?
No,
Okay.
they haven't ever. And remember, I've been over there with a green card, which was a little bit scary. They do some things a bit different, like where you do a layover, you have to check your bags through security again, which I've never done anywhere except America. So I always get very confused and very lost, and they end up kind of yelling at me. And I think the last time we did it, some woman next to us was complaining, and I very mildly swore and got told off by the airport person.
Wow.
Yeah, because he was like, "There's a kid there," and I'm like, "It's an airport. Like, you can't."
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like I was really, really swearing, but I just, I just said something. It was bad that we were having to queue, and it was all to do with this layover thing. So, like, no, I mean, I specifically didn't want to. I didn't want to change in any of the huge airports. Like, like there was one flight that had a 45-minute layover in LAX, Los Angeles, and I was like, "There's no way. Like, there's no way I want to try and run for my next plane." And then we had huge problems getting lost in Chicago airport, and we did it there. So now I always avoid changing there. They're all great to like come into and go out of. So I'm going into Seattle and then going back via Seattle, which is just weird. So just how it turned out by making sure I had a bit of wiggle room.
Yeah.
So,
I was having a little
the elephant in the room to everyone is that I'm going to Comic-Con.
Yeah.
We're talking Disney, but like
true.
Disney on the way to San Diego.
SDCC.
But I'm not. I've already said to the Moonlight Discord, I'm probably not going to go to Hall H because I don't want to spend an entire day queuing.
Yeah, we've discussed.
So I apologize if I can't.
You know what would be cool,
I was
Rebecca?
in the room when it happened. What would be cool?
Be cool if because it's not
if
unheard
I just
of.
bumped into Oscar Isaac.
Well, you know how some actors like they cosplay and they just discreetly,
right. That would be cool.
Yeah, and then you're just right next to Oscar Isaac and he takes off his helmet or whatever,
and I'm like, oh, we've got the same birthday.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, that'd be cool if he dressed up as the Mandalorian, and then you got Pedro Pascal dressed up as Moon Knight. That would be
very
funny.
Cool. I could see them doing that. Actually. So but obviously all the news will come out on Twitter the same time as it drops in the panel, so I'm not worried about missing the news. But it is a shame that I couldn't say what the vibe was like in the room. If they announce anything Moon Knight, who knows,
You're still going to get the spillover, though, I'm sure. Like, once the whole thing happens.
And I found out that every evening that you can go to one of the other rooms and they play back Hall H. Like, they won't show you the the trailers that they want to hide, but you could actually go and watch the panel as it happened.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I'm not. I mean,
At
look.
the moment, it's all just like making sure I don't lose anything, and haven't really thought about panels and schedules and things like that yet.
I was just having a giggle because you were talking about swearing in the airport, and here's a little pop quiz for you, Rebecca. What is that movie where Ben Kingsley is being very difficult on the airplane? And
I don't know.
They don't know? Oh, okay. It's really funny. And that just popped in my head while you're saying that, like, you swore mildly at a child.
It was
not at a
really
child.
mild. It wasn't at a child. I mean,
but
don't
around
get me
the
wrong.
child.
I probably would. But, like,
Yeah,
they were like, she's got a young child with her. And I'm like, come on, like, you know. Oh, Sexy Beast.
Nice one, Mario. This is why we pay you the big KHONSHU dollars.
Anyway, I've got some Moon Knight news.
Oh yes, hang on, Rebecca. Let me just because we've got
it's not very good, but it's Moon Knight news.
A bit of white noise. Here we go. There you go. Yep. So, I'm sorry. I'm putting up the
according to a Lego spoiler.
Ooh.
There are 2 Moon Knights in the new Lego minifigs for Marvel TV. There's a Moon Knight with moon blades, a golden flat tile and cape.
Okay.
Don't know what that means. And a Mr. Knight with Gus the fish.
Oh,
3
really?
silver sticks and a gold bar piece, but black.
That's awesome.
Any of that means. Yeah. And there's also a Werewolf by Night, I should mention.
Yes.
We'll claim him as well because
Yeah. Oh, so there's great. There's because I went. I found. There's a while. I think he's in the UK, Rebecca. There's a guy that custom makes Lego heroes, and
it's quite yeah.
So I got a Moon Knight Lego figure already, which is pretty cool. But I'd like to get that would be great to get a.
I got one attached to a birthday card someone sent me.
Oh, that's
very nice.
That's cool, and that's testament to your fandom as well. Like someone said, "Hey, I want to wish Rebecca happy birthday. I'm going to stick a Moon Knight figure on her card."
No, I think they bought the card, like probably off Etsy or something.
Wow!
And it said like "Happy birthday from Moon Knight" or something. It had a little Moon Knight.
Oh, that's cool.
Really cute.
That's nice. Yeah. Well,
you all deserve friends like mine.
Well, that's it. I mean, that sounds like a awesome fun. I can't wait to hear. I'll try to tune into. I always like San Diego. Just tune into YouTube. They have the live streams and stuff. That's always fun.
I remember I remember because you asked them questions and stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Like,
And a big shout out to the fellas over at TV Podcast Industries. I remember Agent M talking about.
Actually, maybe it was. Yeah, they talk about it. They watch it as well.
Yeah, Agent M was going like, "There's I'm not going to put an American accent, but there's a group over in Ireland that apparently does the, they cover the Defenders Netflix show." It's like, yes, I know these guys.
I know, it was really cool. Yeah,
very cool. So yeah, great stuff. By way of news, white noise. I think Rebecca, you probably covered it. I'm trying to track in my mind anything else that is Moon Knight related.
Anything that
I think in near mint condition. Again, this is I'm like picking at hairs or whatever. I don't know what the saying is, Rebecca. I think there is a Mark Spector Moon Knight Omnibus Volume 2 on the way. I think that's in 2024 though.
Cool.
Yeah, so I think that was announced. I don't know when. It could be like either March or mid.
I think you're right. I think do think I remember hearing it. Seeing it somewhere, scroll past my Twitter.
Yes, and it reminds me as well. Have you got that Black, White, and Blood Treasury Edition? I haven't got that yet. Have you got it?
No, I haven't got it yet. I thought I'd wait for it to drop in price a bit.
Yeah,
and also because I've got all the comics that like.
Yeah.
But no, I'm thinking of picking it up in America where I can buy it in dollars.
Because that released a while ago, and I've just forgot to get it.
That was last year.
Last year?
I always I think it was the end of the year last year. I just get very lazy about things I've already got. And that's what gets me. That's when I miss out on things like, the trades of the Lemire thing, the hardcover, original hardcover of that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But,
before we just one other thing before we get into Moonshine and I play the funky transition. Just a big shout out. Also, I just want to shout out to all the loonies out there that in like at least my absence, I can't speak for Rebecca because you do drop in every now and again. Social media platforms. A big thanks to the of Brian and Mario for keeping the Facebook group and stuff active.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Like like, I don't want to go into like why everyone's been so busy recently, but like we are really have been up against it, and it's been really nice every time I have ducked in to just see it's still so active.
Yeah, the Discord as well, Rebecca. There's a lot of chat there still, so that's great. And so yeah, just really appreciate it. And sorry I can't get on there as much as I'd like to, but I'm hoping to jump on there soon. I
mean, you may or may not have some time soon. Who knows?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Don't know.
Yeah, it's very much a don't know.
Yeah. So anyway, with that, Rebecca, we have an awesome. I've got to say now before I forget it because I was rehearsing it in my mind. I just want to say a tip of the hat. Hats off to Mr. Jed MacKay and Federico Sabbatini. Just spoiler, a little bit of spoiler. Just this fantastic issue. Jed,
it's so good.
You're hitting it out of the park. It's amazing. I can't wait for us to be able to chat with you again in whatever it is, the few months.
Whenever it is, yeah.
I mean, Jed's always up for it, and probably picks after arcs and stuff. So, happy that we can do that. Yes, Macy. So
mine are asleep, so it's not me this time.
Long-time Looney listeners would know that cats, they. What's the word? They're very prominent in our shows.
They are. As is right for a show with Egyptian themes.
Exactly. KHONSHU had a nice, robust, articulate cat. Cloud. And here's. I'm going to show if I can get him up.
Yeah.
Here's Macy.
Oh, look at him.
There's Mace. Can you get the purring, Macy?
A new high priest has
entered the
building.
With his little white paws.
His little white paws. Like what Moon Knight's outfit.
Macy's edging towards 10 years old. I can't believe how old he is.
Crazy.
But yeah, still acts like I almost broke his leg. Sorry, Macy. I opened the back door and he likes to sit up against it. And I think I opened it too fast, and he had a spray. It must have been just a spraying thing. So he's okay now. You want to get off? Okay, off you get.
It's like we shouldn't tell these stories of us and animals, right?
Yeah, exactly. Remember, everybody, Rebecca is a hamster killer.
It's a fish.
Oh, it's a fish. Sorry, I'm thinking. I'm thinking of the what was that? What are they called?
The dagoos.
Dagoos, yeah.
They didn't die on my watch.
I
didn't.
Died
on my watch. Okay. Just like to point out that. But thank you.
Anyway, before we incriminate ourselves anymore, Loonies, here we go. Let's do our Moonshine review. Now, in typical fashion, Rebecca, I have not in typical, but just in this instance, I have not prepared anything. So
I think this is fine. I think we just go through it, overview of it, because I think it's that kind of issue where
definitely
there's not really much to say. There's not much of a summary to it.
No, but it's such what an awesome. I don't know, just a packaged story this is. So I mean, just
really assured and
like going on just our I guess overall impressions, Rebecca. Yeah, I just thought this was assured, a really tight package. It was like Jed had this really strong idea to utilize Morpheus, and he did it. He executed really well. It was basically look, if we do a synopsis, it's Moon Knight at the whim of Morpheus, and he's keeping him in this dream world. And we get so many cool scenarios, and then there's a big reveal at the end. We finally get
it's so nice because it's a really good way of getting in a lot of the characters that we wanted to see or hear about, who are canonically dead. So so it gives us a chance to see what he might have done if see some of the interactions when we can't get because of the situation the characters are in right now. But then to make it mean something like within the run we've been reading, and then sort of tie it up with another cool reveal.
It's so clever, isn't it? Because he does give that, and I say this in the best way, like lip service to it's not lip service. That's a really wrong way of saying it. I'm saying like he does fan service, like, you know, with the classic characters, as you say, but he does weave it into the
it
story.
doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like fan service because of course everyone wants to know where Frenchie is. Like, or if we could ever see Frenchie again and stuff. And this way we get that kind of like a nice easy thing, and like, you know, without, and it's all a bit different, but you know it's off because you know it's not what's actually happening, and it's very clever.
How did you enter reading this, Rebecca? Because look, I'll just let you know, when I did, I knew it was kind of about Morpheus, but I just kind of totally forgot already. So the opening pages, I was kind of like, oh, this is cool. And by page 2, it's like, hang on, something's a bit wrong. Yeah.
I was like, memory or dream. And then very quickly became, oh, dream. Oh, yeah, it was Morpheus. You know, same kind of thing.
It's really cool. So just in keeping with what we usually do, writer Jed MacKay, the credits here, artist Federico Sabbatini, colorist Rachelle Rosenberg, color artist. We should call that a color artist.
Yeah.
Letterer VC. Yeah, absolutely. Letterer VC's Cory Petit, and we have the cover artist is Steven Segovia with Rachelle Rosenberg, and there are variants. We haven't got them here now, but there's a Greg Land and Frank D'Armata, Mark Bagley, and a Richard Eisenov. So there are a couple of variants, and CB Sabels. Oh, and actually, Tom Brevoort is the editor. CB is the editor-in-chief. Rebecca, are you... Oh, way! Hey, Ozzy!
I was waiting to see how long it took.
Yeah. I was looking at the screen, and for those that have video... Well, everyone has video access. Go check us out on YouTube for this. You can see Rebecca's cat now. Awesome.
Yeah,
Ozzy. Black as night. The true Dark Knight, Rebecca. The true Dark
Knight.
The true Dark
There's a
Knight.
massive clump of his fur on the ground. I suspect there's been a fight. So,
yeah. There's always clumps of things everywhere. Rebecca, would you be able? Can you read it off the screen? Just the little synopsis in the middle and the title.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Moon Knight and his allies have been the targets of attacks by a series of strange and deadly villains. But while they've managed to defeat their adversaries, Moon Knight has thus far been unable to shed light on the mastermind orchestrating these events behind the shadows.
Yeah, so this was a big thing.
It doesn't tell us much about this thing, but it sets it in that whole what this story arc is doing. So like, but like, he looks so cute in his dreams. By the way, Mark, you look very cute.
He does. I was immediately reminded. I mean, because of course they both have their styles, Sabbatini and Cappuccio, and I guess I just had in my mind that it was Cappuccio doing this issue. I got
I didn't even like. I mean, I was like, oh yeah, it looks a bit different, and then I was like, okay.
Oh, of course, it's a bit Sabbatini, yeah. So,
but Sabbatini's really come on as well. So,
and he's got the runs on the board. I mean, he did the annual, and he's done Devil's Reign, and he's done a few issues here and there.
I like, you know, it's not that I don't notice it. It's just like, oh yeah, here we go, slightly different style.
Exactly, and the looks is particularly Dietrich as well.
Yeah,
that kind of. I mean, we've described it before as like a manga-esque kind of style.
Yeah, it is a little bit more manga, but even that's tempered down a little bit. So I really like it.
Yeah, even from this opening page, it got me kind of speculating because it's the Spectre residence on Long Island, and I was kind of, hang on, is that a thing?
Long Island.
Yeah, and everything's so pleasant, and it's really cool. So what Jed does, he introduces these classic characters in, and we're talking only 2 pages here. We get the Alrains, Dr. Alrain, and Peter as well, who we know. Well, we know he's Morpheus. And then later on, which really threw me, we get Mark's parents.
Randall and the Spectres. The Spectres. So we've got both families, the Alrains and the Spectres.
Yep, and they're hugging.
Kosher hot dogs. It's quite hard to find a non-kosher hot dog in America, I found, but okay.
Right, yeah.
Not so hard in Europe.
No, but in the US, it's a little bit harder. But this is like, something's wrong because everything's too good. I mean, Dietrich is hugging her grandfather.
Oh yeah, him hugging his parents and Randall. It's like, no, that ain't happening.
Yeah, but I just do like the build up to this. I mean, to some
I
extent,
love also that
Yeah.
the reveal is mid-page. Do you know what I mean? It's not at the end. Like the end of the page is the reaction to it, but that
Yes.
reveal with all them all turning to skeletons.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, you can kind of compare it to some things you see on TV, with dream sequences, but I think it was just done so well, just with having these really peculiar characters together. If you do know the Moon Knight
I
lore, of
do
course.
like what the
Yeah.
thing that tweaks him out though is her saying she's married. Is his mum saying he's married? He immediately is like, no, I'm not,
Yeah.
and then asks about Greer. So
Yes,
like he's like,
I love that. He goes,
I
"What
like
about
that a lot.
Greer?"
That like, yeah.
Yeah.
But the first thing is like,
Yeah.
no, I didn't get married. It's such a great guy thing. But also,
Yeah.
it is nice because he's just started the relationship with Greer, so it makes sense
Mhm.
that would be at the front of his mind.
But it's also telling as well. I mean, of course, it'll be at the front
Yeah.
of his mind, but it's also telling how important she is to him. So
Well, yeah, I take that from it as well.
yeah.
Obviously.
So I mean, I love it how Jed's keeping with that, and we see later on a vision
Yeah.
of Greer
Yeah.
as well. So that's good. But also again, I like this kind of whole, it's a dream thing because he gets it in this small font. You get like Moon Knight, someone's calling to him from the distance,
Mm-hmm.
and he notices it. And there's that whole thing, Rebecca, with dreams, is like just like an example, someone's in the dream and there's a ringing of the bell and it ends up being the alarm
Yeah.
clock. So I love how
Yeah.
there's that connection between the two. But yeah, he gets so Moon Knight basically he gets awakened, none other than Detective Flint, who's
Our
a
old
great
mate.
callback again.
Yeah.
But he's been in mid. It seems to be. Is that right? Is that your understanding? He's been in mid fight with Morpheus because we find out later on. Spoilers, everybody, that Morpheus is somewhere else. Like he's somewhere else in the
Yeah.
building. Is that yeah?
I got I read it
Yeah.
quite quickly. No idea. But
Yeah. But he
we
must have
got
been.
him anyway.
Yeah, he must have been fighting Morpheus to be in this
Yes.
ability, and Morpheus has taken out the whole building,
Yeah.
everyone. And I've got to say also as well, Rebecca. We've tracked Morpheus from volume 1 and all that.
Mm-hmm.
His powers have really, I mean, really amped up. I think Resurrection War, which was written by Doug
Yeah.
Mensch in the late 90s, I think that started playing with Morpheus's power being a lot more than just Ebon energy.
Yeah,
Because,
I think
yeah,
he's much more interesting with the stronger power.
yeah, he's away, but I'm not entirely sure. I'd love if Loonies would let us know. I'm not sure if that was kind of fleshed out in any way. I think he just jumped to have this. Because I know definitely in Resurrection War he had some sort of
Mm-hmm.
hallucinatory kind of powers. But anyway, yeah, it's quite powerful. He keeps Mark or Moon Knight under. But then basically this story is that he just kind of jumps from
Yeah.
one dream sequence to another. Like Morpheus dumps him in the dream world and just kind of puts layer upon layer. And not only him, but his identities too. So
Yeah, and then
yeah.
so he finds him and he's trying to wake him up while we see.
What is happening here, Rebecca? What is this?
This one just made me laugh. I was just like,
Yeah.
this is like, like when you're watching a feature film and they just put
Yeah.
in a random cartoon kind of thing.
Yeah.
But this was great. The mighty mailman.
So Jed,
Sidekick, the precocious posty.
yeah, exactly. And you love Moon Knight in shorts, Rebecca. I know you do. So
I do love Moon Knight shorts. You know I do. It's going down as
yeah.
next favorite costume. All right, so like that'll be one to ask in your trivia in years to come.
Yes, exactly.
I'm the precocious postie.
You remember that now, Rebecca, because I will be
Yeah,
aiming a
I
question
know
towards
you
you.
will.
But I would love Mighty Mailman to be somehow kept alive in the Marvel universe. Jed, if you can put him up with 8-Ball, then you've done your job. I
Yeah,
think.
I'm surprised he's not 8-Ball.
So I don't.
Maybe
Yeah,
this is what 8-Ball looks like without his 8-Ball on.
it could be.
Who knows?
But I
I
just
don't know.
I wasn't
This is
sure.
from Mark's mind still, or is this Morpheus's mind?
Yeah, I couldn't make any correlation. Like,
I
did
was
you?
I was a bit confused about who. I just enjoyed it. I just
Yeah, I
went
me
with it and
too.
just went, "This is pretty fun."
But I'm sure there's some really slick, smart kind of reference that
Yeah.
Jed is making here, but I just can't pick it. It might be just totally random. I don't know. We'll have to ask him.
Who knows?
Was
Yeah.
there? I'm going to use that one reference in this show. Is this a reference to Batman in any way? No, because
I don't see why it would be.
Yeah, because I think the Posty guy's he's got like the mask on, similar to Robin. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but then a lot of superhero masks are like that.
Yeah,
They
true.
appear to be fighting either lizards, I think lizardy
I
type
don't
things.
know.
They have tails. I was gonna say
Oh yeah.
werewolves, but they're not. They've got like lizard
No,
tails
they look like
and
monsters.
lizard
Yeah.
jaws, like
Yeah.
lizardy, dinosaur-y people type
Yeah.
people.
So this is really weird. Like, so Morpheus decides to drop Mark in this totally absurd scenario, and it's not long before he kind of gets out again, and then
Yep.
he's in another kind of bit. And this is when we first start hearing Morpheus's voice, which is in the black
Yeah, and this is
captions.
also like where Mark's saying you shouldn't be able to do this at all because my mind's messed up. Like, Mark, stop saying your mind's messed up. That's not what's
Yeah,
happening. I
yeah.
mean, we think, like, just,
I love this.
um,
Yeah. This one-upmanship. Morpheus says, or maybe
yeah,
my brain makes yours look like a church picnic. I mean, it's just like, okay.
thing to say to a Jewish guy. No, I'm kidding.
Yes. So Mark is obviously, well, Moon Knight is tracking Morpheus, I guess, through the dreams. He's just trying to get to him.
Yeah.
And we find he eventually does wear him out. But there's a door with, again, props to Rachelle Rosenberg. We get a callback. Anyone that's been following the series will know that Jake.
Yeah, we know immediately what it is. We know
Exactly.
immediately that this is Jake's bar. Well, not Jake's bar,
Exactly.
the bar that Jake hangs out in.
Hangs out in. And who's the
She's one of his friends. Like,
Yeah.
I think he introduced her in the last
That's
time
right.
bar.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
I think I remember asking Jed about that, and he was going, really interested in her. She's like really just a side character, and I was like, actually,
Oh,
sorry.
Naomi, her name is. There you go.
Yes. Oh, Naomi, that's it. So Mario, yeah. Well, there is the chum comment, very Adam West. I thought there was something there.
Well, it is, but it could also just be pulp. I mean,
Could be.
But I will take it. Who knows?
Yeah. Noel as well. Hello, Noel. And yes, please. This is spoiler. This is spoiler filled. So, hope you get to read it. And it's a cracker. So don't get spoiled, please. But yes, Rebecca, we're here at Jake's, Naomi's bar. Yeah, and this is really cool. And Jake's looking
It is really cool.
He's looking a lot cooler. He
looks so happy. He's again got the Yiddish in there.
Yeah, but he's not got the dodgy mo. He's got like just the
no.
the
He's
facial hair
saying
happening.
this is the party he's always wanted to throw. So he's living out his dream, which is nice because of course we get to see his dreams not the same as Mark's, and why would it be?
Yeah.
So
what?
And I think that's that kind of important thing there.
Yeah. Well, the other thing I picked up, and I'm not sure, maybe we can ask Federico or Jed, is that when Jake talks about his friends, his people, they all look pretty somber and pretty kind of, I don't know.
Well, his people, I mean, but that's the thing is like the people he hangs out with are the kind of people on the street.
On the street,
people with less money.
Yep, hardships
like
and
the
stuff.
homeless guys, whatever. Like.
Yeah.
But we also get this very important moment where he says he just wants to look after people, and considering like that drift towards Jake being hyper violent, this is a really nice reset. Is that
that's very good?
Whether he's, I mean. Lena mentioned it on Twitter as well, just so it's in my head. But like, it was just nice to see him going back to being positioned as this man of the people.
That's a very good point, because he does make a point of that as well, and we got to bear in mind as well that that Morpheus, and there's a bit of give and take. He's putting Moon Knight in this scenario, so he's drawing from Moon Knight, and I guess his identities is ideas. I guess how it works. So this is coming out, and so this is a great way to show Jake, and as you say, resetting him rather than just this guy that is very violent, something different. So yeah, again, we get this thing. Moon Knight is just not into it at all. I mean, Jake's even like, what's going on? And because Moon Knight is driven to look for Morpheus. And I love this sequence here. Again, visuals, check out the YouTube and your comic book. Mark jumps out. It looks like a window, but he kind of folds around and down.
Yeah. It's just the whole thing, the perspective changes. And you basically get that, why are you doing this? What's your angle? And he's like, there is no angle. I just want to give people what they want. And you're like, okay, why would Morpheus be doing that? We're with Mark on this. There's something up.
There is something.
And then we get to a place we've not seen in a while.
Grant Manor.
Grant Manor.
Wow. We've been there, Rebecca.
We have.
Just going to point it out there. Yeah, you're right. So Grant Manor, and then we get the classic characters. I mean, we've seen Marlene before, but the likes of Samuels and Netta, who we've seen before. Netta had this really cool.
Yeah.
I like that experience she had with Captain America. Or her impression of him. So Jed's used her before, but we get Moon Knight looking in, and we find out that this is not Moon Knight's dream. This is Stephen Grant's dream. Like his life,
which
Grant
makes
Manor.
sense in his manner with Marlene. I mean, it's pretty much how we used to see him, but not having to do the Moon Knight stuff.
Yeah.
But then he determines that means a life without me, which is a little bit. We don't 100% know that, but possibly. And then, you get to the big thing. Is like, Morpheus saying, "Well, what do you want, Moon Knight? I'm sorry, you've got his butt again, haven't you?"
No, that's okay. Love it. Love a bit of Aussie. But yeah, we get Morpheus is searching for what Moon Knight wants. Again, like there's that question: what do you want? What are you doing, Morpheus? I'm trying to make everyone happy. Why? So Morpheus is trying to do that. I found this hilarious. I had to laugh. I
thought it was hilarious. I was like, "Yay, Captain America!"
Yeah, but they're standing around clapping him. I thought that was like really
it's like Cap saying, "You are a real hero."
Yeah,
it's like you're a real boy.
It's like over. I know it's a dream sequence, so it's meant to be over the top. But yeah, you got Black Panther, Hulk, Thor, just Captain Marvel, just applauding as Captain America, and then it's kind of juxtaposed, so to speak, where then Moon Knight just thrashing the hell out of Captain America with one thing. So again, just showing how dreamlike it is. But we get, this was a cool thing because again, we get this whole, we get it almost coming full circle with Morpheus really trying to find out, okay, what is it? He's throwing everything at the wall. To Mark.
Like, what do you want? What do you want? He's giving him everything.
Everything. Like... So we got scenarios with Tigra, Greer, Rebecca, KHONSHU, Hunter's Moon, and then we get a couple here with Frenchie and oh my god, I'm drawing a blank, Rebecca. What is Crowley. Oh my, can't believe it's been so long. Gina. And Gina. Yeah.
And then, or maybe you'd like Lives on Your Own. Like, would you like me to separate out?
Yeah.
And Moon Knight says no.
And this is really cool. I thought this was really telling. Next, it was like, well, what do you want? Do you just want endless violence? Because we know this has been touched upon in many a run. You know, like the Bemis run, the Houston run, even the Bendis run. This thing about Mark's penchant for violence, and maybe that is...
I mean, it's on and on. It's like even Mark said it in many of his therapy sessions. Like, do I want? Or I don't know if he has, but like it's always been touched on. It's like he just compelled to hit, to be beaten up, and to beat up.
I love this panel as well. I think Sabbatini does really
beautiful. The coloring as well. Oh my god,
the coloring.
We've never seen like colors like that just hitting it suddenly. I mean, we probably have, but
it's like really hellish and blood soaked, and just the fact that it. So Sabbatini does it from a really low perspective. So you said the building's looking up. It just gives you that sense that he's on a mountain of people that he's just beating up. So really, really evocative, I think, as well. And this is where Morpheus is like, I don't know, is this what you want then? And like he's really at a loss. And Moon Knight is saying, no, the happiness I have, it's real. None of this dream stuff. I don't want any of this crap,
And that's that's what he's been working for. And it's nice that he gets to acknowledge it.
Yep. We get Tigra's son.
He is happy with his new gang.
Yeah, and Tigra's son's there as well, Rebecca. That's cool. And so we eventually get into the reality. So Moon Knight has finally caught up with who's been projecting these dreams, and we see Morpheus. Yay! He's
not doing well.
Not doing well. Like, unfortunately, I was reading this, Rebecca, and Finn came over and had a look.
No.
I'm hoping he doesn't have any nightmares, but he was really interested. He's going, "Who's that?" I'm going, "That's Morpheus. So that's a baddie." And said, he can just shoot beams from his eyes, and I think he was a bit taken aback by the blood. But yeah, so Morpheus is in a bad way. He's been betrayed, I guess, by the boss. Yeah. And so he's mortally wounded. I love, there's a saying here that Jed has said, something about, and I think they hit every organ on the way out. Like, his guys put 3 in me, and so they really did him a number. And so Moon Knight and Morpheus have a word together, and this is where Morpheus mentions, I just want to make, people happy.
Just wanted to make people happy for the last time.
Yeah.
Like, just for the last thing I do, I just wanted to, which is like very interesting.
Yeah. And even after all that he's put Moon Knight through, Moon Knight still, he pauses, can I do anything for you? He, it shows that he wants to help. It's not like I'm here to carve a moon in your forehead, or, he does understand the situation. And beautiful stuff here, like with Sabbatini and Rosenberg, with Moon Knight holding kind of basically the fallen Morpheus.
Yeah.
And he gives that name, reveals, big spoilers, Black Spectre. So, I don't know about
and then
you.
I love the way he goes, oh, I did finally find something you wanted.
Yeah. Well, he was searching the whole issue, and I found a really nice, tight little story for Morpheus, and I couldn't help but think of a big shout out to Russell, one of the codes, because I know he's a huge Black Spectre fan. I can't remember, Rebecca, had we postulated whether Black Spectre would turn up or not, or
we've definitely discussed him.
Did we?
Like, he's definitely. I think because Tigra mentioned him when she was talking about people that could be behind it all.
Okay.
And he was like, "Oh no, I killed 2 of them, or I killed 1 of them, or something like that."
Right. Because
I don't remember the exact phrasing, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because I know we discussed Morpheus and Midnight Man, but I just was unsure.
Maybe it was Midnight Man. You're right. Maybe it was Midnight Man.
So Jed's he's brought all of them back except for Bushman.
He's really brought everyone back. Yeah.
I mean, and happy to
To be fair, aren't we getting Bushman in 25 and City of the Dead, because it's about Mark's youth
with the Karnak Cowboys.
Yeah. So
you're right, Mario. Yeah, there was talk about Midnight Man. But Black Spectre. Yeah, I mean, so he's bringing back all the big guns.
Yeah,
we even got Scarlet Fasanero. We can't forget that stained glass.
Yeah, I know.
Scarlet.
I mean, that was incredible, because like he had to totally rewrite that.
Yeah. So what a phenomenal, phenomenal run.
What a run.
And actually, having said that, breaking news as well. Kind of breaking news. Jed said on Twitter, 26 is not the last one. Just keep your eyes out. So we were all kind of fearing that this milestone
I felt so bad after I was like sort of saying this feels like the start of a final arc. Last issue, and I mean, it's still kind of, this does feel like getting everything in, but it makes sense within the run. So like, I mean, I'm guessing let's aim for 30. Let's hope for 30, right?
Yeah, I know what you mean, because it's kind of like Jed's tying things up and he's bringing in classic characters. It's kind of like, where do you go?
It was mostly the starting to tie things up, and like that each writer will have kind of, I guess, a kind of big bad standoff that they want to do.
Yeah.
And we've had smaller ones, and now it's kind of been building up to this huge mystery about who this one is that's coming after Mark. And it just kind of felt like when we started the last one, is like, with all that mystery, is that this isn't going to wrap up super fast.
Yeah.
So it's going to be another arc. But like, if you look at all the pieces Jed's put into place, like, Mark's mental health right now, his relationship with Tigra, it does feel like someone's getting to the end of what they feel they have to say about a character.
That's right. Yeah.
So I think that's what triggered me to say that. It's not that I think he's run out of ideas, because I think these are writers; they always have ideas. And I wouldn't at all be surprised to see him, Moon Knight, showing up in the Avengers, whatever.
I hope so, Jed. Please.
But in Doctor Strange, whatever else.
Yes, please, Jed.
but I just feel like he's covered so much and he's done so much for the character that was in a difficult starting place for him.
Yeah.
So it just feels like, and I would rather go out with him doing this this is now everything I feel I have to say right now about Moon Knight than for it not to have sold well enough for us to have got these issues. So, I'm feeling like pretty stoked that we're going to get probably everything he wanted to do on Moon Knight.
Yeah, me
I think
too.
that's which we've not had. I mean, we had it with Lemire, but Lemire's run was quite short.
Yeah. Oh, compared to Jed, it's almost half the size. Just got Macy potentially, hopefully not coughing up a fur ball. I don't want to vomit. No vomit on the carpet, Mace. Oh my god.
We're controlled by cats.
But yeah, this is awesome. So yeah, I cannot love this enough.
And I am kind of mad that like we're missing July, but I know that I'm really, really looking forward to seeing what everyone else has to say about them and
absolutely.
like have a little break.
Yep.
And for us to just sit there and go, this is kind of cool, like to just sort of like. So I'm looking forward to that a lot.
Oh, me too as well.
Can't wait for 25. So.
Yes, I mean, there's nothing stopping us from reading the material, which is great. So yeah, but
I'm sure we will be reading the material. So
But you're right. It's just like we'll get to sit back. It'd be great. I'll be dropping in some feedback, of course. Hope to give my thoughts on it.
I will do my best to as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. For sure. But yeah. So 25, as you can see up on the screen now. The super oversized anniversary spectacular. I went through that last episode in length, and I threw up a whole lot of varying covers for City of the Dead and for 25 and for City of the Dead.
So many.
There's so much, but there's so much to look forward to with Moon Knight. I feel, and I'm just so glad, as you mentioned, Rebecca. I'm just so glad that, as you say, it seems that Jed is able to say everything that he wants to say with Moon Knight, like with his run. I mean, he's getting 26. That's damn close to. The Doug Mensch run was 38. So
and even if he gets to 28, if he gets to 30, if he gets whatever, it's just it's something.
It's a fantastic run. So
I think we've been very lucky.
I tend to think with you, Rebecca. I think it's up. It might hopefully hit the 30 mark. We'll see.
I think that's probably where it'll go. But they've had some weird cutoffs recently. So if it's 28, it's 28. But
you can't. He can't tell. So Rebecca's rating wise, Moon rating. What would you give this? 24, so to speak.
I want to give this one a high. I want to like 9.5 it.
Yeah. Yes, I will. Give.
It had no kisses in, so it gets. No, I'm kidding. It's not how we judge Moon Knight comics.
Yeah.
But I really liked it.
Me too. Not 9.5. Look, as well, I didn't speak enough about the cover. I love the cover as well. Like Segovia, Morpheus really looks awesome. But yeah, a huge 9.5 for me too. This was just a really self-contained, nice, fun issue, and for anyone that is a long-time Moon Knight fan who appreciates the older characters, because I can't imagine, Rebecca, someone that's coming new. These characters might not have relevance to them. So
yeah, but you know what? This is also the first appearance of the Postie.
Oh yeah, the mighty mailman.
Postie and the mighty mailman. So
he always delivers. Rebecca, when I played rugby union, I played up against this guy Clay Cross. He ended up being representing Australia for shot put. And
oh my god.
Yeah, they called him the mailman because he always delivered in the lineouts. He was tall, he was strong, and so we had to go up against the mailman. But yeah, the mighty mailman is even better with the sidekick of Moon Knight, the Postie. It's hilarious.
Excellent.
Loonies.
I'm going to send that to Alan. So
sorry. Oh yes.
Because he's a postman.
Oh, is he? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool. Looney listeners, it doesn't end there. We don't have much feedback from the time that we're recording that I checked. But get your thoughts in. Love to hear from you. And just get this discussion going, whether it be on Facebook, on Twitter, on our Discord channel as well. Even on Instagram, we've got that happening too. Let us know your thoughts. This was a really cool issue, and I'd love to know how you gauge it compared to other titles that you're currently reading, because I really do believe that Jed MacKay's Moon Knight series is something special. So, so I'd really
let us know.
Yeah, exactly. So next phase, just keep your eyes and ears out, loonies. Again, as we mentioned, Rebecca and I will be on hiatus, but I will be behind the scenes, and we'll check out. I don't know, unless you know, Rebecca, when 25 comes out. Do we know that? Is that late July?
I think it's the week before Comic-Con. So I think either
Okay.
Let me just have a look.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. It's around Comic-Con, because I was wondering if there was going to be a Comic-Con cover.
Okay.
It is 12th of July.
Okay, so 12th of July.
And then City of the Dead is the 19th of July.
Okay.
So 19th of July is the first day of Comic-Con. So.
Okay, so most likely, loonies, there will be episodes to cover 25 and City of the Dead. So you'll probably get two quick fire episodes around that time, mid-July. Just keep your eyes and ears peeled out, and I'll try to post up discussion threads. Really, just get in there. Let us know what you think. I'm very keen to hear. City of the Dead with David Proposer. He's been doing some great stuff. So it'd be good to. Yeah, good to see how we go. And we'll hopefully get him on at some stage, Rebecca, as well.
When we're back.
Yeah.
Probably when we're back.
Yeah. So of course, a big thank you once again to all our patroonies. Thank you so much for your support. I was thinking I might look. I'll take it offline, but keep your eyes and ears peeled on the Patreon messages. I'll see what to do during July and August. I might just turn the tap off there. Only not that we don't appreciate it. It's just that since Rebecca and I are away, we might just suspend that just to, so you don't have to. It's just a thought. We'll see how that goes. But big thank you to everyone. And as always, check out patreon.com/ITK Moonlight if you want to become a Patreon member. I just released, I was a little late. Sorry. I released the May bonus episode where I talk cricket, Rebecca. So
nice. I'll be listening to that one.
So a lot of US listeners, I'm sure, will be just put it on before you go to sleep. I'm sure it will send you to sleep straight away. But there will be another bonus episode for this month, June. Don't worry, I've already got a couple lined up in the bag. I've just got to release them. So I'm hoping to do that. So we're all up to date with that. But there's a lot of incentives. Go check it out if you haven't already. So a big shout out to everyone who has supported us. Of course, as well, we are part of the Collective. So you can follow some fantastic shows. They're all going great guns. They're still bringing out great material. Rebecca over at DCAU as well. Capes and Lunatics, Inner Demons, the Ghost Rider podcast, Gamma Charge, our friends over there, Russell and Justin, doing some great stuff. So there's plenty. It's all in the show notes. Go check it out. Some fantastic shows as well. Also, finally, yes, I forgot. I'll put this up on here. You can contact us on email. Feedback@itkmoonlight.com. We've got the website as well. Go check that out. That's updated with every new episode. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Now, the important thing there is the handle. It's @itkmoonlight.com. So just slap that on at the end of the website address, and you should be able to get us. Otherwise, just chat with us on Discord as well, like Rebecca, myself. Big shout out to Opie, Ryan, and the likes of Threading Fate, keeping the fires stoked there over at Discord. So a lot of fun.
Yes. We don't talk much, but we have little scurries of chat when there's news. So
exactly. Exactly. Rebecca, it's been awesome. It's been awesome to get this in. Thank you so much. And
yes, I look forward to the next time we speak.
Yes, I'm sure I'll chat with you before you head off. But just wishing you all the best. Enjoy. I can't wait to hear your stories. I can't wait to hear you bumping into Oscar Isaac. We'll see how
I'll just pretend I did. I'll be like, take photos of every cosplay and say, "It's Oscar Isaac." every Mandalorian.
Actually, one final question at the Comic-Con: do people still buy back issues there, or no?
You know what? I've never spent that much time in the comics area to find out. I've only ever bought new comics there, but I think maybe there's a couple.
Okay. Keep an eye out.
Not.
Keep an eye out.
And if there is, it'll just be like the really expensive issues, I imagine.
Yeah, $100 gazillion. Yeah, well, I'm sure it'd be a blast anyway, and it'll be a lot of fun.
Yes, I will let you know all about it, and
awesome.
Yeah, we'll speak to you soon.
Yes, and with that, loony listeners, as always, may KHONSHU watch over the denizens of the night. Catch you later.
Take care, everyone. Bye.
Moon Knight and affiliated characters, stories and events are properties of Marvel Characters Incorporated. Materials used and discussed within the podcast are intended for critique and review purposes only under the fair dealing concept of the current Copyright Act. The views, information or opinions expressed during the podcast are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent those of the copyright owners.
An interstellar law enforcement agency armed with rings that grant them a variety of extraordinary powers, all of which come from imagination and or emotions. Their names are many and famous, including Alan Scott, Hal Jordan, Guy Gardner, Jon Stewart, Kyle Rayner, Simon Baz, Jessica Cruz, and Sojourner Mullen. If you're a fan of the Green Lanterns, please come join me and my co-hosts every week on the Capes and Lunatic Sidekicks podcast for Sector 2814, the